This is Falcon Launch Control at T-minus 49 minutes, 21 seconds and counting. And we are very pleased to be joined this morning by NASA's Deputy Administrator, Lori Garver. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning, Mike. It is great to be here.
It's great to have you here. This is another exciting day.
Indeed. We've been looking forward to yet another launch to the International Space Station, and looks like we're going to be ready to go here in under an hour.
Well, it's their second operational flight of a private company to attempt to berth with the International Space Station after the successful mission in October. And wondered if you could explain to us why these resupply missions are so important.
Well, you know, the International Space Station is the cornerstone of our human spaceflight program, and the Space Shuttle was able to build the space station, but now that we have really the need for just taking our crews and cargo to and from station without assembly, it's a lot more efficient for us to launch from the private sector. And this has been part of our plan for years. We are so excited that we've had a couple successful launches, and the SpaceX launch today is part of that longer-term program that keeps us not only spending less on low Earth orbit in order to service the space station, allows us to invest more in the deep space missions that NASA's really driving towards.
So that's part of how the commercial cargo and crew missions are fitting into the overall picture of what our future is for NASA.
Absolutely. Again, the cargo program's been a long time program. We knew with the shuttle retirement that we were going to need to find ways to go to the space station for less cost, and this is really going to help us. And this is really going to allow us to be able to reduce the cost of low Earth orbit for us.
Well, now that the International Space Station is built, and we have a team of 6 up there working around the clock 24/7, they're conducting microgravity research. Can you tell us why this type of research is so important?
Well, the space station is critical to us learning how humans live and work in space. Of course, we know as we go further, things will change in deep space, but having that microgravity experience is necessary for us to go further. So we're doing experiments, life sciences, things that affect the human body in space, and making sure that when our astronauts go out, they can be safe. But in addition, we're utilizing that microgravity environment to benefit us all here on Earth. So this launch and return in a couple weeks alone are giving us all kinds of scientific benefits, like research into the physical sciences, materials, combustion research, as well as life sciences. So it's an important time on station. It's a national laboratory. We are getting more and more science time of the astronauts as we streamline the operations of station, and that is going to allow us to really focus on exploration and discovery, those core tenets of NASA.
Well, now that we're really ramping up the research on the station, we have universities, private companies, and even school kids involved in the research. How is this going to improve life on Earth?
Well, we had, I just read, even 30,000 students who were working on some of these cooperative experiments on station, and so the world really is looking to us for leadership, and NASA continues to lead the world. We, on space station alone, are benefiting the health of us here on Earth through studies on how the body ages, osteoporosis, having the ability to test metabolites on human tissues so that we can advance the vaccine times for certification, working on a couple of those now with NIH and the private sector. The benefits of space station are across all of our science disciplines. However, we also have earth sciences experiments on space station, and I think ultimately the benefit is this cooperative research laboratory we have. So we're working with these 14 other nations peacefully in space, and the United States, of course, started our space program in competition with the Russians. And for us now to be working peacefully with them, in my view, you just can't put a price on the value that has been to us, to have astronauts and cosmonauts living and working in space. And as we understand what effects that has on humans, it allows us to go further. So we need space station, and we need these cargo flights to get us to and from station in advance of crew flights in a couple years with our U.S. partners in the private sector. So it's a plan that makes perfect sense. It's a plan that we're well on our way toward fulfilling, and today is a is a key part of it, and we're really excited.
Well, it truly is collaborative with all the international partners and now private industry working with NASA to benefit everybody on Earth.
Well, NASA's always worked with the private sector. 80% of our dollars have gone to industry since our very beginning, and partnering with the private sector in new ways to create even more jobs and more economic value is what this program is all about. NASA does it in other areas as well. We don't want the government to have to pay every dime of this program because we know our dimes are limited. We want to bring that innovative spirit from the private sector in so that they can open up new markets, reduce the cost, and allow us, in this case of a launch vehicle, for instance, to win back market share that the United States has lost to the Chinese, the Russians, and the French over the last 20 years. That's a hundreds of billions of dollar market that we have loss that will help us in untold ways if we can get the competition going in the United States to again be able to launch not only NASA astronauts in the future as well as cargo, but military spacecraft and ultimately commercial satellites as well.
Great. Well, thank you for taking time to come and share that with us this morning, and we will look forward to today's launch.
Great to be here. Go Falcon 9, go Dragon.
Very good. Thank you, Lori.